Okwelle community is made up of Okwelle Quarters and the Enam Abbi Quarters. It is from time immemorial. The union didn't begin today. It is not a synthesis. It is natural. And there is a force moving, something that I can call a centripetal,
centrifugal.
Centripetal, not centrifugal.
Centripetal force.
Centripetal force moving us together. This force is the force of consanguinity. Our people, our ancestral father, Okwelle was a prince of Abbi Kingdom. Oboro is in the Anyocha South. Oburuku is in Anyocha South local government area of Delta State. There we came from. And the royal house today is our house. If I go to Oboru today, go to the palace of the Obi, I'm at home.
Exactly.
Like every other Okwelle man. So that is where we come from. This was about the second half of 13th century that our people came, traveled, sojourned down to this place. Then, he with the people that founded Abbi, he was number 2 in the team that founded Abbi. The first person he met, was Awuruku. After Awuruku, because he left Oboro with 8 bulldogs. These dogs helped him both for hunting for him, for food, and warding off aggression, for protection. So that was how he meandered his way to this place. Now, in this place, he was here when one Udu, he met one Udu in one of his hunting expeditions. He met Udu. Udu was sick and sullen. He said his face was swollen. He wondered. He approached and said, "Why are you like this?" Then Udu narrated his ordeal from above militia. Every time they used to come to pull his teeth, 1 tooth at a time, for ritual purposes. Then Okwelle then asked our father, asked him, when next will they come? He said they used to come every new moon. Okwelle told him not to worry. When in another month, before Abba militia could come, Okwelle and his dogs had already laid ambush. As they entered, these dogs chased them, killed some of them and wounded some. The people that survived ran away. So this is the third person in Abbi now, called Udu. They all lived together in a place that way in the Nairobi area. It was Okwelle too that caused they are set to cause them to settle together. And they had this name Abbi. Abbi is where they coined. It's from that sentence they called Abbi name. Then, to Okwele's greatest surprise, the man who provided him defense, the man who made him to live, turned against him. That is Udu. Then made a secret alliance with Okwelle. There is one old adage still existing in Abbi today. The warfare then was throwing of sticks. So in the battlefield, when the battle is drawn, people on the opposing side will be on the other side. Then they face themselves. As they were throwing sticks, it was a greater surprise. Many more sticks were coming from the side, but the quarrel arose from him, his children, and Udu's children. And Okwelle had 8 hefty children. Udu had only 4 children, only 4 male children. Why should that happen? It's suspected that Okwelle has come into the fight. Then he said, Mbunde na buke umudu iso. Somewhere Okwelle aba no go now. Mbuke na Mbunde na buke udu iso. Meaning that the sticks now being thrown to us is not from Udu's children alone, Udu and his children alone, but other forces have entered against him. It was from this development which then pulled out and came to the place he originally settled before the union there. That is the place is a historical it should be a holiday resort. We refer that place. There he buried his gods from where he brought from Oboro. That place today was the place where Okwelle buried Okwelle. The place is called Ojuboko. So that is that about our descent and our settlement here. So since then we have been living Okwelle and Esara, which is what he said. The other group was the Okwelle, Udu, later immigrants like Ndweze, Onyedem, Okrugba, Ikrike, Etoke. These people came later. All of them formed an alliance at once. Otherwise, when they came, we have a virgin forest, which they reserved. Okwelle, Udu reserved a place where they buried all their gods. Where anybody that came later to settle with them, it was there they saw him in to be a member of Abbi community. That is the place now that we stationed our market. That place is a common land. Every person that came to Abbi planted his God there. On the permission of Awurupu, Ogweji, and Udu. So that is that. Then they settled. Before they built their ways of life called tradition. The tradition of Abbi is fundamentally based on age group system. We have 8 age groups in our tradition, beginning from Okwele. This is the group, the largest group, from the age of 20 to about 45. Okwele. So nobody in the community has no group that he belongs to. After this age group, you get Otumpa. This group, they range from 45 to 55. Then another group is Okwele. Okwele is about 55 to 65 years of age. Then Okwele is 65 to 75. Okay. Then Otunta is 75 to 80. Okwele is from 80 to 85. This is where Okwele begins. After that stage, the Okwele will appoint the Okwele. From that age, they pick the Okwele, and the Okwele are appointed 4 men at a time. In this age group, it is the oldest of this age group that becomes the Okwele of Okwele. Of Okwele community. So that is that. And the Okwele we mean is the third Okwele in the ring. The third in rank in the ring. So he will administer the community for 3 native years. This boils down to 2 years. After which another Okwele will be installed. That is the custom. Yes. So I have told you virtually how we progress. Immediately you come to 20 years of age, you belong to an age group.
It's a trial.
So you will be climbing like that. It's just like a pyramid. The back, the ground is very wide. As it goes up, the people begin to narrow. The Okwele is the largest age group because every day people come to that age. Now, from Otumpa, it begins to narrow up, going to like that. During every 5 years, the community performed a shift of the group. So they live gradually to that. That is how we have traveled to come to this age Okwele that we are now. It's from our group that the Okwele is appointed, based on age strictly. So when the Okwele is to be appointed, it is only the Okwele, when the Okwele is on seat, that when the Okwelle is on seat, that the Okwas are installed. Both Okwelle and Enam, they go by age. Okwelle will call that, well, my Okwas are, the number is diminishing. That is, he wants to appoint a new Okwelle. Then they will make public announcements to that effect. That old people should come from different houses to come and tell their age, declare their age. A meeting for age declaration will be called. Then it is from there they pick 4 people that will, from the age, strictly on age, they pick 4 people. These 4 people, they will give them a date to come for installation as the Okwelle of the ring. So that is that. This community is administered by the Okwelle. If the Okwelle is not on seat, the Okwelle has the same power with the Okwelle. Only with the exception that Okwelle will not appoint Okwelle. Okwelle will not appoint Nutuku. Okwelle will not appoint Nutuku. He will not appoint Okwelle. He will not appoint leader of Okwele. And Adam. Okay. So that is that. Then when the Onotuku is installed, the Onotuku of Okwele is the chief executive. That is why in this quarter, whenever we are going to sit, whenever the community is meeting in council, as we are meeting today, there is one thing I want you to observe today. I've earlier told you that these 2 settlements of Okwele and Enam are from one father. I've earlier told you that. Now, the names of the 8 sons of Okwelle that are the descendants of Okwele today are Onesero. This Onesero lives at Enam. Ono is here. Okwelle not here. Ozegbe is my line. It's here. This is the Ozegbe Street. Then Odagwe is there. Okwelle not here. Echi is here in Okwelle not here. Ugbo is at Enam. Ato Onyema is here. Nzete is here. Those are the 8 children of Okwelle, making up 8 lineages of Okwelle people. It is seen there. When you go to where the priest, the chief priest is sitting there, there's 8 lines of chalk. These 8 lines, go and see it with your eyes. And those are the 8 children. So, that is what I wanted you to note. Now, we have when somebody becomes an Okwelle, he will be given staff of office. That staff of office is called Mbachi.
Back in 9 days from. Okay. What you want to say?
Yes. So that is that. So Onotuku administers this society, this community in conjunction with the Okwelle Quarters or the Okpaduku, as the case may be, at any given time.
This is the Onotuku.
This is the Onotuku. Wait. Onotuku, I crave your indulgence. Stand, Okwelle for comment.
That's Onotuku.
Then we as Okwelle are their advisors. We advise them when we see them going wrong. We call them because we are past that stage. I personally have known Onotuku in the past. I've sojourned in so many aspects of human endeavor. I was the president of Okwele Progress Union. I was a president of Okwele, Abbi Multi-Purpose Cooperative Society. I know. And so we have gone, so we in a position, we have gathered much experience with which we put them in order. That is that. That is about that. Then in this community, or in Abbi generally, we have two major festivals. We have the Kenga festival. Invariably, it takes place in June. This is a festival where people celebrate. Wait. They celebrate fortune and valor. Those people who went to the bush and encountered ferocious beasts and killed it, when they come, they will be given feather, a gold feather. This is the season they come to parade in the town of their courage and valor. It is again a feast where people, you celebrate it, everybody celebrates the Kenga. When you have, even if you are not so much skilled in getting the god they call the Kenga, you gather your tools of work. You cutlass, mechanic. If you are a mechanic, you put a hammer, you put everything. Your biro. If you are a clerk, you put your biro. If you are a teacher, you put your biro down. You worship it. You kill a fowl or a fish and celebrate. So another important feast is Okwata. This comes at the end of the year, the native year. It takes place in February. It takes place in February. It is a festival where people rejoice. Okay. Where people, it's a period of merriment.
Carnival.
After surviving the year's farm work, successfully completing the farm work, it was a time for merriment. So, yeah, that is why it begins with the dancing of Okwata. In this Okwata feast too, this is where Okwata dance. You see that people of the community are just making merriment. Because the Okwata dance, you cannot derive any meaning. But when they say, oh yo, ah yo, it's not, they are not singing with the name of any person or singing of a particular event. It's just showing happiness. So that is that. This is a period. the predominant work of the community is farming. Peasant farming. Majority of us are in the farming sector. We do fishing. We do arable farming. Cassava, yam. Formerly, we used to plant groundnut. Nowadays, we are no longer doing that. Formerly, our people used to plant cotton. They are no longer doing that. Beans.
And corn.
Corn is every year.
Yes.
Corn is produced every year. Cassava and yam, those are the major. So we have oil palm. Why I feel we should not mention that. We have no land to make very large industrial farming. So that is that. It's small. We have a palm farm. We had rubber, but rubber is squeezed down. But it's not there. So that is. I will stop so far. I think by now we're enjoying peace. We're enjoying peace, especially from the time, because it was from injustice and insult given to our community by our neighbors. We enjoying this till God led them. God hardened their heart. They took action against us. That they will always dominate us. That the Okwelle is always the Okwelle of Abbi.
They went to court.
They went to court, the High Court. Against our then Okwelle and myself. I was the second defendant. We went. So, thank God, one who is with God is in the majority. We fell down flat in the High Court with their number with which they are boasting. The High Court ruled that there are two Okwelle in Abbi. Okwelle of Echal and Okwelle of Okwele. That no Okwelle is under the.
That is it.
So since that judgment, the judgment was delivered 5th December 2009.
1990.
No, 2019.
2019, please.
5th December.
5th December 2019. Now, they have been sufficiently put to their shell. Ever since, we have been enjoying relative peace. So even the cost, the awarded cost of 200,000 naira against them. In favor of Okwele. But now, okay, that is all right.
So if I'm to talk of our challenges, if we can tie our roads,
now, our neighboring, our sister village in Nam, the road is rough. We want that road to be built.